go. Oh, let's go. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Let's go, Amos Lazy. Let's go. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Oh my God. How you been? What up, Aaron? What up, Shay? Hey, Shay. Hey, Monica. V White, how you doing? I ain't gonna get nothing to eat in me yet. We gonna get this update first, and then I can go get something to eat. That's what I'm doing. We gonna get this update. You know what? I might smash these fries though. They my Mozzies. I'm gonna smash these fries though. Hey, what's going on? Let's get these folks in here. Look. Notebook open. I'm ready to go. Hey, Janet. I miss you too, boo. Get that money. Okay. Get that money, Janet. That's what it's about. Let's go with this Rkelly update. Let's go. All right. Rkelly update. First of all, court was crazy today. Very crazy. Let's get them likes. Let's get them likes to match. Court was crazy. First off, I'm coming on early because I know Hollywood gonna come on and knock it out. So I'm gonna leave something for Hollywood. Alright? So court was crazy. Hold on, let me get some ginger ale. Fries as good as a mom, man. Tony Luke's is where is that? Tony Luke's is where is that? Alright. So court was crazy. Court started off late. I'm not understanding Ann Donnelly. Some things she did today, I'm not understanding. If y'all can hear me clear, put yeah in the chat. I want to make sure y'all can hear me. If y'all can hear me clear, put yeah in the chat. Hey, Miss Virgo. J-Rock, what's up? Nikki M, what's going on? Let's get these likes up, y'all. All right, cool. Let's hit them likes. Yo, I need 65 likes. Can I get 65 likes? All right, check it. So, court started off with the ruling on motions to eliminate, right? Ann Donnelly started at 10 o'clock. She started the ruling at 10:10, and she ruled on the sex tapes. And she said she thinks that the sex tapes that people were talking about are relevant for this case. After saying that she wasn't going to allow no videos or nothing to be in, she turns around today and said she's admitting recordings and is obvious that the recordings are relevant due to witnesses saying defendant acts in this manner. So I guess she want to hear and see for herself. What else? So the government proffers the audio and video to be relevant, and both will be admitted. What else? Request to change. Also, she said to the government, their request to charge have to be in by the end of the week. So I'm thinking that it might be some more charges coming down. I don't know if it's for the people who purged themselves or if it's for Robert. So that's what she said. The request to charge need to be in her chambers on her desk by the end of the week. At 10:10, a short meeting took place, and Robert went in the back with his defense team. What was that? I said 10:10. Okay. So the first witness was a direct exam of one of the Mayweather sisters. So they asked her, how would the females act and how will Rob act when the females come around them if they haven't been around them for a while? So she said he would want them to get up and kiss him. Okay, I don't see no crime in that. And then and she said she spent time on a Sprinter van. She would have got off. And she said she would have got off if she hadn't noticed. Then she said the ladies, this is where she got caught. Listen, because I got it all. She said the ladies would use cups to pee in. The ladies would use cups to pee in and to go to the bathroom in. Keep that in mind. So, mind you, it's a luxury Sprinter and a luxury tour bus. But the ladies would use cups and to go to the bathroom in. Okay? Also, and she said she went to the mall with the ladies, and when she went to the mall, and the ladies would be doing their thing, shopping, whatever, but she would step in if it's a man cashier. That's when she would pay for everything. From that point, she said, but they asked her, what was your role? And she said, no role. If it was summarized, no role. And then she said, only thing she would do, if it's a male cashier, she would take care of the she would take care of the transaction. And then they asked her, how would you contact Robert? How would you contact Robert for the females? And then she said she would text him. So the government said, so the government then from there showed text messages from October the 17th, 2015, and to make her remember. And it was about 10 text messages that they showed her. And then she said, then they asked her, do you know who the text was about? One of the defendant's living girlfriends. And she said, yes. Mind you, this is the government asking her. So I'm going to give y'all both sides, but I'm not going to be biased about none of this. And then she said she got another text about 10 to 4 pages of text messages on March the 27th, 2019. And then she said, are those your texts? The government said, are those your texts? And she said, yes. And then they said, so what's the water tower? And she said, yes, the water tower. So I guess it's a mall or something. And then she said, what she say? What rules did Rob have going towards his girlfriends? And she said the defendants, if his girlfriends wanted massages, they had to be by females because he didn't want no males massaging his girlfriends. That's how she put it, his girlfriends. He didn't say that, and she said that. They asked her, what did you see? And she said, if males was on the elevator, the females faced the wall, no male contact. And she said, what you know about the punishment that Robert gave to the girlfriends? And she said, well, if the girlfriends acted out, they was left on a tour bus or a studio by a defendant. Okay. Then they admitted evidence 240C, which was a picture. No, it was a message. And then they said, where were you? And she said, at the studio on Justine. But it's a chocolate factory studio. Then she said, Jane was in a room on first level of studio. That's what she said. I was at the studio on Justine, and Jane is Azriel. Jane was in a room on the first level of the studio. So they asked her, what time? Do you know what time that she was there? And she said 8 p.m. was the beginning time. And then she said Neek has been confined to the room since 6 p.m. Then she said Juice V and D is upstairs and Rob gone home. This was a text message that she sent to her sister on December the 28th, 2015. So the government said, who is Juice V and D? And then she said, living girlfriends. So they asked her, do you remember Mother's Day weekend 2016? And she said, no, I don't. So then they let her, so then they refreshed her again. And then they said, May the 5th, 2016. Do you remember that? And then they said, do you recall where you were that weekend? And she said, no. This the federal government asked her. And she said, no. And she said, they shown something that the government had to the witnesses only. And that was Object 240S. So then, and she said, yeah, I was in Chicago working for defendant. So then she said, the government offered something. For the government offered 971, which was a calendar, and it was showing something. And then they offered 478, and that was text messages to her twin sister, and saying, I stayed with her Sunday night from 9 p.m. to 9 a. and referring to the tour bus with Azriel. All right. So then they asked her. Hold on, make sure that's the right. Make sure we forgot. I don't want to jump. Okay. But they said, was there a hotel? Why did she have to stay in a tour bus? Was there a hotel? Hey, can I get at least 30 likes, y'all? 30 more likes. Can I get at least 30 more likes? I need 30 more likes. Y'all know I'm not stuck on that, but I need 30 more likes. I thank y'all. Sorry about that. I'm hungry. I ain't gonna lie. Had a nice lunch. Nice interview. Hey, I need 30 more likes. Actually, 28. So they asked her, was there a hotel? Why was she standing on the bus and why was y'all watching her? And then she said, why did y'all stay on the bus? And the main brother sister said, Mr. Kelly asked us to. So everybody was like, huh? Huh? So then she, for the federal government, put up a proof sheet, and she said, read line 4782. And it talked about May the 10th, 2016. And that was a text message to our sister. And she said, he left the female sitting in the foyer, shaking my damn head, and still on the bus. Oh, okay, that's what it was. Okay, shorthand. She left the female sitting in the foyer, shaking my damn head. N meaning Azriel, still on the bus. And then she said, niece and Juice left for 3 hours. Who is he? She said, Rob. Who is Jay? She said, Juice. Who is R? She said, Rebecca. And other male friends. So they started doing convos. They started doing conversations about Juice being on the tour. Being on punishment. So she responded. She asked if Juice was on punishment because she didn't go on outings with them at that time. And then she said that Rob said Juice get punished too. That don't sound like something you say. So then the government put up exhibit 240F and then showed it. And it was a text message from May the 16th, 2016. And it said, where were you? The government said, so where were you? She said, Chicago, and they showed it. From that point, 240G is in evidence, which is text messages, and 240X is in evidence, which is text messages. All right. So it says the next text messages, which was 240X, was text messages to Cash Howard. And then it says when she get to Florida, she needs to run like hell. She should be living a normal life. She should never look back. Then a 240G text message was from May the 17th, 2016. Something about he want to touch. Somehow he want to touch Bug to winner, something like that, and that's for Azriel. Something about that with Azriel. I was writing fast, so 48358 is also a text message to Cash Howard. Then she says something is really strange, and the punishment of the little one, meaning Az. And she said, something is really strange in the punishment of the little one. And then they said, who directed you? And then she said, Rob. So they said, who obtained proof? No, who obtained the phone for Dominique? So then she said on June the 12th, 15th, 17th, of 2016, messages was exchanged with Dominique with this new phone. So I guess the Mayweather sister obtained a phone for Dominique and didn't tell Rob. So she said, what you tell Dom? And she said, just me and her. Just send me her room number instead of her name if she ever needed anything. So they said after Dom sent first text message, do you remember how Dominique number got saved in your phone? She said, I don't remember. Wait. So you mean to tell me you tell Dominique, just text me your room number instead of saying your name, And whatever you need, I make sure that you get it. How you doing, Miss Sharice? But I make sure you get it. Then they turn around and ask her, after Dominique sent you the first text message, do you remember how Dominique number got saved in your phone? And she said, I don't remember. How you not going to remember what's saved in your phone? Hey, Miss Jennings, thank you so much. Yes. Well, you know what? Let me look. Let me look. Let me look. No, ma'am. You ain't sent it to me, Miss Jennings. You ain't sent it to me. No, I ain't get it. Nope. You ain't sent it to me. My PayPal is is my first and last name at PayPal. Willie, can you put my PayPal account in the chat, please? Yeah, it's at daintezjackson. Yep, that's my profile. And my Zelle is at daintezjackson at yahoo.com. That's my Zelle. So, and she said she don't remember how it got in there. So the government said, hold on, wait a minute. You took me off my game, Ms. Jennings. Hold on. Okay, so they said, okay, so the government asked a question, and the Mayweather sister said she never said that to the government, and the government did that on their own. So the government hurry up and switched that question and never went back to those questions. Look, and for all y'all coming in, but that's all you gotta do is hit the like button, man. That's all. Nothing more. Just hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do is hit the like button. So basically, the government, you know, ain't never go back to the question because she said that she didn't write the question. The government wrote the question for her. 2040Y. When did you stop working for Rob? And she said June the 10th. She said when Rob asked her, do you want to come back? She said, question. Why didn't you go back? And she said, because Rob never asked me directly. He asked my sister to ask me. You know, so it's like that. Thanks, Willie. So, and then she said that when they asked her, when was the last time and you talked to Rob? And she said, I haven't talked to Rob since I quit. So they said, well, why did you quit? And she said, because her and Azriel got into it, but they got into a shouting match. And then Azriel and the other girlfriends called Rob and told Rob and what happened. And then her and Rob ain't never really get to talk about it. From that point, it was hold on, let me get to it. From that point, and they asked her how many people and was on the call. And she said she didn't know. So that's when they talked about the confrontation with Azriel. And then she said Jane, which is Azriel, Jane raised her voice at the Mayweather sister. and Az lied to Rob after the show. That's why she quit. And then she said that she sent a text message to Rob, and Rob ain't never replied. That's what it was. So, from that point, they said, "Have you seen Rob since June the 10th, 2016?" And she said, "On FaceTime only, not in person." Her sister talked to him, but not her. So here come the cross exam. So I hope y'all remember everything that the government asked her, because now the cross exam gonna get crazy. Let's get them likes up, y'all. It's 220. It's 229 in chat and only 132 likes. Let's get them likes up. So the cross exam went like this. She said, "You had a role on Surviving R. Kelly." Canick was a cross examiner. He said, "You had a role on Surviving R. Kelly," and she said, "So?" And then she said, "Somewhat." Canick said, "So what was your role?" And she said, "The storyteller." So she was supposed to fill out the story for everybody that came on Surviving R. Kelly. I told y'all they were prepped, but ain't nobody want to listen. Hey, blessed one. So she said, Surviving R. Kelly was a fiction. Canick said, so Surviving R. Kelly was a fictional story, right? And she said, "I don't know." Immediately, Ann Donnelly called the sidebar. Immediately after that. Because they got into if it was a true story or a fictional story. And she said, "Oh, Surviving R. Kelly was a true story." So Canick said, "Why is it listed under being a fictional story?" Then from that point, Ann Donnelly called the sidebar. So Canick come back and said, "You testified and said you worked for Mr. Kelly for 6 months." And she said, "Yes." So he paused for a minute. Then he said, "Did you form opinions and assumptions about Mr. Kelly and about what you heard?" And she said, "No." He said, "Well, the text messages and the backlog and back talk CTA." She said 2016. So the gossiping and all that happened in 2016. So he said, you were basically gossiping. And she said, he said, "You work for probation, right?" She said, "Yes." He said, "Pretty much you were a criminal." But he didn't say it that way. He was like, "Well, you got some charges, right?" And she was like, no, I work for probation." So then he was about to roll up the rap sheet. So then she said, on the last one. So he said, "Who gave you a pass to the show? Because you wasn't working for him then when you went to go see him." And she said, friends in the circle. So he said, "A lot of women was there, correct?" And she said, "I didn't pay attention to the other women." Now, this is the Mayweather sister. And before she got to working with Rob, she was an over-fascinated fan. So he said, "A lot of women was there, correct?" She said, "I didn't pay attention to the woman, to the women." So then he said, "Before you started working with Robert, you went to the party at Rob's home with Rosalind." I guess I meant to try to say Rosalind. With Rosalind, right? And she said yes. And then he said, she brought Nikki to provide music for her. She was in her 30s at the time, and she's from Houston, right? She ain't never answered that. She ain't never answered that. Miss Virgo, if y'all are mods, and if it's trolls in here, y'all know what to do. That's why y'all mods. I shouldn't have to stop and look at what somebody being rude saying. That's why y'all mods. There's no need to announce it. Just do what y'all do. That's why y'all mods. So I don't forget about that. Okay. So then she said, she was in, oh, and then she said, so basically y'all introduced Kim Burrell to Robert. Now gospel singers are coming in, names are being dropped. Her reply was blank. And then she said no. And then she said, and then Kennedy said, have you ever seen Rob with underage girls? The Mayweather twin said no. He said, have you ever seen Rob hit any of the females? She said no. So, document 24 about a starstruck friend who almost didn't get into a party. So I put sidebar, Mayweather lied about it because she said that didn't happen. Okay? So he asked, how much was you paid for surviving Rkelly to be on there? She said $3,000. So now we know why everybody upset. Because they only got chump change to go on there. And surviving Rkelly made millions. Possibly a couple billion off of it. And they only gave them like $3,000. Think about it. Question, why they just want to ask our request for dismissal of this case? I don't know, Gospel Glenn. I don't know. So then Canning said, do you recall the interview, March the 6th, 2019? She said, no, I do not. He said, do you know if you gave the interview to the government? Then she said, yes, that's my name. That's what I said. So then Canning said, so you mean to tell me that you gave the government an interview, but you didn't say it? And then he said, so you mean to tell me the government got it wrong? And she said, yes, I did not say that. So the government looking like, oh, okay. So then she lied to the government again about Percy Beatty. Percy Beatty is an MD, a former MD of Robert. And then Canning said, what about Percy Beatty doing things to help Robert? And then she said, that's not what I said. But I told the government in 1996. Whatever that meant. So then she said, then Canning said, and when Azriel graduated, was you there at the ceremony? She said, no, not me or my sister. So then he said, the tour, hold on, wait a minute. He said, the tour bus, okay, and the tour bus was a luxury tour bus, right? She turned around and said, not in my opinion. So Canning ran it all down. And Canning said, the tour bus got a toilet, it got TVs, it got beds, it got this, it got that, and that. And she said, yeah, but that's not luxury in my opinion. So then he said, how many times have you seen people? How many times have you seen people pissing in cups? She said, none. Listen to what I'm saying. Canick said, how many times have you seen people pissing in cups? Urinating in cups? She said, none. So he said, so they all urinated in cups. But the tour bus had luxury bathrooms. And she said, yeah, but that wasn't luxury in my opinion. So then he said, do you remember when Robert paid for your hotel? She said, I don't remember that. He said, did he pay for your, no, but I'm sorry. He said, do you remember Rob paying for your airfare? And she said, no, I don't remember that. He said, do you remember him paying for your food? She said, yes. She said, what about your hotel? She said, yes. He said, what about your flight? She said, I don't remember that. He said, so you sure he paid for your hotel and food? She said, yes, but don't recall nothing for the flight. So then he said, have you ever seen Mr. Kelly deny his girlfriends or anybody food, water, bathroom, privacy, etc.? She said, no. He said, have you ever seen Mr. Kelly slap or deny any of his girlfriends anything? She said, no. She said, so he said, you seen James speak on the phone, meaning Azriel. You seen Azriel speaking on the phone to her parents happily with no problems, right? She said she used to talk to her parents all the time. And she said, yes. And she said, they used to talk, but she said she never said the word happy. Okay. So Canick said, Mr. Kelly paid for motels and food. But he didn't pay for your airfare. She turned around to then and said, yes, he did. So if y'all don't see what's going on, he's catching her in her lies as she go. So then she say, I don't recall what I told the government. Because he asked her, do you remember what you told the government? And she said, I don't recall what I told the government. I don't recall nothing I said to the government. I want to rephrase my statement and any statements I gave to the government. Then Canick showed the document with her name and her statement to the government. This was she said. The document is not accurate. Nobody bumped into Azriel to make her go off. Wait. You said on two different times that you gave the government a statement. Now you come back and say the document is not accurate when it's word for word what you said. And then Canick said, is this your name? And she said, that's my name, but I don't remember saying that. Wow. Then it says, Jane felt like another guy was too close to her. Meaning in the Mayweather system. So since when Azriel start running stuff? That's my question. Since when? And then they asked, did Azriel swing on her? She said no. Azriel raised her voice. So the Mayweather sister said And she told Az, do not yell at her again, ever again. So she said, did you quit? I guess she said, did you quit? She said, yeah, I quit due to Azriel and Juice etc. Which means etc. So that means Azriel and Juice got to Robert and before she did. And then she came back and said to Robert that what I should have told the government. So she said that she should have told the government that she quit working for Robert, but she didn't tell the government that. And she said that she should have told the government that. And I put on the side, she lied again. Then a mechanic said, you just testified that you were here to satisfy Summer. Now watch. The question and before that mechanic said, were you brought in to help Robert with any of his other girlfriends? She said no. But then Canick said, you just testified that you were here or brought in to satisfy Summer and Robert. Satisfy Summer and Robert needs, meaning that anything that they wanted, she would run and get it for them. Well, she said, I was only there for Robert, not for Summer. So then they asked her, do you remember? Oh, they asked her again, do you remember Robert paying for your hotel and airfare? She started breaking down and unraveling. So we went to recess. After recess, we come back with a redirect from the government. And it was quick. After the recess. And the recess means the witness go back and the government talks to them. And then Robert go back with his defense team and everybody and the jurors go to the bathroom and stuff like that for like 10, 20 minutes. Then they come back. Now all of a sudden, Miss Mayweather remembers everything. So document 2040Z was, are those 3 telephone numbers in your phone? And she said, yes, I remember all those telephone numbers. And then she came back and said, if they came from my cell phone, I put them in my phone. That made me like, okay. And then a redirect, this is the government now. Okay. Were you truthfully telling everything? I mean, were you telling the truth truthfully about what you seen and heard? And she said yes. She said, were you asked, have you ever seen underage girls? She said, I don't remember. You just said that you didn't see when the defense asked you, but then when the federal government asks you, you say, I don't remember. Then said, I really don't remember anything. Then she come back and say, black pipe and drape room. And that's what it was called. The black pipe and drape room. That's what everybody is trying to say is the black room. Now watch. Take notes. Because you're going to hear this again from somebody else. Then the government said, did you ask for ID? She said no. So at this time, they talking about the parties. And they said, well, you was part of the security team, right? And she said, no, I wasn't part of the security team. So then they said, so when people was coming back and forth, did you ask for ID? She said no. So then it says, now something that sound like, oh, that's what it was. And she said she heard something that sounded like a lick coming from one of the rooms, actually the bedroom on the tour bus. Stop. She said she heard something that sounded like a lick coming from the bedroom on the tour bus. I got a question. What is a lick? It's either you heard something or you didn't. If you heard something, what was it? But what is a lick? And then they asked her, were they tables, pens? Were there tables, pens, and places for people to do homework and stuff in the studio? And she said yes. She said now they stay at the studio instead of the house. So then the federal government said, did the defendant offer you your job back? And she said, yeah. But he said, if I was to come back, I would have to work 6 months without no pay. Now, who in the hell gonna offer something like that? That don't even sound right. All this stuff sounds stupid. So here come the recross to the recross. Here come Canic. Canic said, were you working in a security capacity? She said no. Canic said, do you realize that checking ID is an operation of a security officer? And she said yes. He said, so were you working in a capacity of a security officer? Then she said yes. And then he said, you don't know what happened? No, but he said, you don't know and what happened behind closed doors? Or do you? She said, no, I don't. He said, you never seen underage girls you never seen underage girls ever with Robert? She said no. And then he said, and never seen him hit anyone, did you? She said, no, I didn't. From that point, Canic looked at the federal government and said, I rest my case. Thank you, Your Honor. Then we went for a break, because then we called in the next witness. This one gonna piss all y'all off. The next witness was Nicholas Williams. I heard that name before, right? Nicholas Williams. Excuse me. Nicholas Williams was the one that quit the job, and because he hired somebody and like steered off the road. So Rob doxed him because he could have took somebody's life. So the direct cross was Nicholas Williams. He's from Springfield, Illinois. He went to Full Sail University as an audio engineer. He got an associate's degree. Full Sail sent him to work at Chicago Track Studio in May or June of 2003 at 865 North Lorley. He worked with Robert for 1 year at 19 years old. The government showed exhibit number 30, pic of himself. He said, I recognize him. He said, for they asked, what was your job? He said, your job was to do whatever Robert Kelly wanted him to do. So they showed exhibit 31. Excuse me. A pic of Tom Arnold. Then they showed another exhibit, a pic of Rob. And he identified both of them. But when they asked him, have you seen Rob in a courtroom? He looked, he said, nah, I don't see no Robert Kelly. So Ann Donnelly said, well, can you remove your mask? Robin removes mask. But he did one of these numbers. But he did one of these numbers. He said, so then dude said, I can recognize him if he did like that. He did like that. He started pointing to Rob. He said, I recognize him for them robbers like this the whole time. He like, so, he said, the first thing you did when you got to work, he said, I had to sign a confidentiality agreement, and I signed it. But it wasn't presented by Robert. It was brought to me by Tom Arnold. Okay. So they asked him about things that he's seen and heard while being around Robert. And they asked him, why did you quit? And he turned around and said, it was the things that I seen and heard. It made him feel uncomfortable. After 3 months, he got upgraded to security at $6.15 an hour. That's what minimum wage was in Chicago. Tom Arnold is one of Robert's old managers. So this dude Nicholas got upgraded to security at $6.15, and he worked 4 days a week from 4 p.m. to 10 a.m. So from that point, the government started showing pics to Nicholas. He was identifying. Then a witness started describing blackout time. I told y'all gonna hear these terms a lot. First was the black room, now it's blackout time. So what is blackout time? Blackout time is when Robert has guests upstairs and nobody can go upstairs. Everybody gotta stay downstairs. That's some corny stuff. Really? Okay. Let's watch how this play out. This is where everybody that loves Robert gets mad. Because the courtroom was upset. I mean, all the way upset to the point where I thought a fight was going to break out. So, he said, blackout time is if female guest moves, he's required to stay downstairs. He's not supposed to speak to the females if they come downstairs. He not sure if the... Okay, then they asked him, do the studio have a bathroom in the rooms? He said he not sure if the studio had bathrooms. But they showed the exhibit, and he started identifying. The bathroom right there, da-da-da-da-da-da. This is the government doing this now. So, he got calls. And when he got calls from females who said they had to go to the bathroom, instead of him calling Robert, he said that he will write the message that a female had to go to the bathroom on a note and run around the studio to find Robert. And when he found Robert, he would give him the note and let Robert handle it from there. Sound like something off of Surviving Rkelly, right? So then, here go me and my sidebars. I sidebarred, because then I put this guy lying. Then he said, but they asked him, but they said, have you heard anything strange coming from the studios? He said, now this is what he said, y'all. Not me. This is what Nicholas said. The studio is heavily padded and soundproof. And he said the walls are soundproof. But he heard screaming through the walls coming from Robert. Make this make sense. You have padded, soundproof walls, but you hear screaming coming through the walls from another room. Impossible. Impossible. But this is just the government. Kanik just sitting there waiting like this. He's waiting. He wrote important. Okay. And when Drea was coming and Drea called, he said that he would write important on a piece of paper and ran around the studio again to find Rob and say, important is coming. Anything you want me to say. And that was just to let him know that his wife was near, like 15 minutes out. At this time, Rob is like this. He just shaking his head, holding his head, shaking it back and forth. And he's doing it in very heavy disbelief. So then the guy said, no, that's what the federal government said. So the rooms had to have lights, right? He said, can't you just go in that room and then hit the light? And he said, I barely went in the rooms. But Robert used to carry the remotes around in his pocket. Robert then looked up and said, so then from that point, at this point, that's when he openly tried to attack Robert verbally. Because he deviated from the script. And he said, I'm just happy that I got to look you in your eye and tell you that. And once he said that, Kanik jumped up real mean and was like, objection! And he had that face like, Kanik said objection, the government said objection, and Donnelly said objection, all in harmony. Objection! And then dude was like, I just want to say, and Donnelly said, you can't sidebar from what the government say. The rules are you just answer the questions as they ask to you. At that point, everybody's mad because dude had such aggression coming at Robert. At that point, Robert was in a chair like this. He just leaned back like this. So, this is what he said word for word. This dude openly tried to attack Robert verbally. Wow. I'm glad nobody was actually in that courtroom. But he said he glad he got to look Rob in his eyes. And then once he said that, Kanik loudly objected. So then from that point, and the government rested. Kanik hopped up and they said, Mr. Kanik, are you ready? He said, yup, let's go. So this cross-examination lasted every bit of 10 minutes. This was the quickest I ever seen a cross-examination last. To be exact, I'm going to tell you, it was 14 questions. And here go the questions in order. He said he was an engineer at the studio, right? Kanik said, did you see the studio demolished? He said, yes. Kanik said, when was the demolished date of the studio? Dude got quiet. Kanik said, when was the demolished date of the studio? He said, I didn't see it. He said, what is blackout? Dude repeated what blackout was. Blackout is when no one can go upstairs. Kanik said, how do you know who's upstairs? That threw me for a loop. Because I was like, huh? Kanik said, after he said what a blackout was, Kanik raised his voice and said, how do you know who's upstairs? Dude turned around and said, you asking me the wrong questions. Kanik said, don't tell me what questions to ask you. How do you know who's upstairs? He said, I don't. He said, he said, you was given minimum wage, right? Dude said, Stop asking me those questions. You can't ask me those questions. He said, no. You was given minimum wage, right? He said, yes. He said, and you accepted it, right? He said, correct. He said, so Rob denied you an engineer job, but gave you a security job, correct? He said, right. Then he said, can Mr. Kelly friends move freely around the studio, around the building? Dude said, he said, so who did you see come? He said, I seen Tyrese Gibson. And he just started naming people. He said, I seen the Cash Money Millionaires and all these other people, right? So he said, can Mr. Kelly friends move around freely? Dude said, So then at this time, people start laughing. People start laughing at this time. So Kanik said, were you allowed to move around? He said, yes, I was. He said, did you knock on the doors to find Mr. Kelly if the doors was closed? Dude sat there and was like, thank you, love yourself. Dude was like, so Kanik said, so you mean tell me that if a door was closed, you ain't knock on the door and to see if anybody was there? Thank you so much, love yourself. And dude was like, so then they said, did you see Mr. Kelly from the time frame of 10 p.m. to 2 a.m.? He said, yes, I did. Mr. Kelly was at the studio from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. So Kanik walks and said, uh-huh. So you seen Mr. Kelly from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. So then he went into mechanic mode. As Hollywood named him, he went into mechanic mode. And then he turned around and said, are you sure you seen Mr. Kelly at the studio from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m.? He said, yes, I did. I'm for sure. He said, but don't you know that Rkelly played basketball during those times? He said, yes. So then he said, did he have any living girlfriends going with him to play basketball? He said, I don't know. So Kanik said, so how did you see Rkelly? Or he said, how did you see Mr. Kelly go play basketball if, one, you don't know if his living girlfriends was with him? Now, mind you, the Mayweather sister said, and the Mayweather sister said, they always went to the gym with him. And he would let it be known that they with him. So he said, did his living girlfriends go with him to the gym? He said, I don't know. He said, so do Rob have living girlfriends? He said, I don't know. So dude was like, okay. Hey, Fantasia. So then Kanik said, so did you see Mr. Kelly from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m.? He said, no, I didn't. Kanik said, thank you, Judge. I'm sitting down now. Next witness. Next witness. And between the witnesses, they allowed all of the agreements to be entered in. All of the exhibits 1003, 1007, 1009, 83, and 203. 203. But they let all that in. And they said that every agreement is admissible in court. So the next one is who we stuck on now, and is Ryan Chabelle. Ryan Chabelle is the Homeland and Security investigator, which was spying on Robert the whole time. From that point, He's a special agent, but listen, he's a special agent in trafficking persons group. That means he tracked people who do human smuggling. I got a question. If you track human smugglers, why aren't you tracking these little young ones that's being smuggled back over to Mexico and just leave Robert alone? Because Robert ain't smuggling nobody. So he's been working with Homeland Security since October 2017. His back history, he's 15 years at the Virginia Beach Police Department. So on July the 10th, 2019, he conducted a surveillance in Deerfield, Illinois. He was surveilling Robert Kelly. The government shown document number 526, which led him to the residence inn in Deerfield, Illinois. Okay. The individuals that was with Robert was George Kelly. I ain't gonna say who that is, but it was George Kelly. So they showed the picture, and Ryan Chabelle identified George Kelly and Robert together. So he said Robert left in a gray Mitsubishi SUV, and George Kelly left in the other vehicle. On July 11th, 2019, a search warrant was obtained. The government got a search warrant where they got 4 iPads and an iPhone. They were recovered from the search warrant. They said the government said explicit videos and pictures was found on the iPads. But as of today, nothing was shown except for I think I'm going to hit myself. Hold on. If I don't read it, then I'm going to talk about it. All right, January the 9th, 2020, they recovered 2 more iPads and 2 more iPhones. And they also got multiple hard drives. But they looking for the black book bag that Robert had. Here it is. They start playing video number 902, the certified recording from BET of Aaliyah, the same one that Greenberg played. So they played a short clip where Robert said, "I'm in the studio, I'm producing this hot phenom. She's 14 years old." Okay? Then they cut it. Then they went to Age Ain't Nothing But a Number CD, where they said Rob produced the CD. And his name is on the inside cover, says it's produced by Rkelly. What's wrong with that? I don't see no crimes being committed. So the government offers 948A and 648C. Koenig objects to both, and both of them was not permitted. I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, the government was trying to enter that in heavy. Koenig objected. It wasn't permitted. But then the government opened up a cannon full of onslaughts. And they got 828A, 828B, 926B. All of that's in evidence. Then from that point, they got the certified, what is it? For the certified letter, I think it's certified annulment letter. But they got the certified annulment letter, right? And then the government had a whole bunch of more stuff added into evidence. Okay? I mean, like, a whole bunch more. Like 405, 406, 408, 48D, 415, 415A. and the government shows it all in evidence. 770A is put into evidence, which is Jerronda Pace's picture. Another thing was put in evidence, which was Jerronda Pace's identified license. It's something else the government was trying to get put in, but the man from Homeland Security said, I can't tell if that's what's true or not. So it was right here, and it says something about and Jerronda Pace DMV record. And he said, that's it, but I can't tell if it's been altered or not. So the government continued 466 to 824 certified DMV records for juice. Then they also put exhibit 911B. And what is that? Okay. And they used that saying that Robert purchased meds from Walgreens for Azriel and for Robert. And they put that into evidence. However, what a lot of people don't know is that the same medicine that the doctor gave to Robert, you can use it for other parts of your body if it's an infection. And y'all remember, and when Robert got his lymph nodes taken out, they told him, do not go to the studio and overdo it. And he went being hard-headed, and he overdid it, and he ripped the stitches out of his lymph nodes. So he had to do something to kill a pus from his lymph nodes, or he wouldn't be able to sing again. So I believe that's the medicine that Rob had been subscribed, but everybody else was trying to make it seem like, oh, he got herpes, he got this and this and this and this. You never heard him say, or never heard him having herpes until now. And nobody's talking about his operation that he had on his throat. Nobody's talking about that. And that concluded us up until 6 o'clock. That concluded us for the day. So that's the update for the day. I'm really setting y'all up because Hollywood gonna come and smash y'all. So that's what it was. Also, I did 2 interviews today. The guy Mike that I did his interview from Melrose podcast. That's who Malicious Conspiracy uses a lot of his stuff, or some of his stuff. And once again, I want to shout out a Malicious Conspiracy, because if it wasn't for Malicious Conspiracy that found Mike, we wouldn't have never understood or knew who Mike was. And he was sitting upon us the whole time. So I took that time to talk with him. And when I talked with him, we talked yesterday and we set it up for today. But we had a good 45-minute conversation. Y'all funny, because Ted came back today and was like, hey, Dana, man, you need to talk. I said, oh, Jesus. So Ted was okay. I talked to him a little bit until I walked off. So that's how you have it. Give me feedback. Give me feedback on what y'all feel. If y'all want me to talk about, anything, if y'all want me to hold the open panel, send me the links. I'll talk about it. I'll definitely do that. Send me the... And no problem, Nene. Thanks, J-Rock. Man, look, here's what I'm going to say. I thank everybody. And like I said, the only thing I ask is you be respectful in the chat. If you being respectful, I don't got no beef with you. But when you come being disrespectful, My mod is going to take you out of there. Is Lifetime in the courtroom? No, that's a lie. Nobody, no camera is in the courtroom. Nobody. No camera is in the courtroom. Now, if Lifetime was at Javante's hotel, that's another thing. But I refuse to go over to where they stand at. They all at the Marriott, so I refuse to go there. I'm gonna tell you, I like this blog and stuff, man. I like this. I like this. Shout out to Dottie and her husband. I thank them, but I thank them for allowing me to speak about Kales. Dottie set it up, and I ain't know it, but shout out to Dottie. I just believe in doing the right thing. I believe in giving props to where props is due. I did have a good long conversation with Keith today. And I'm going to tell y'all, the way Keith broke it down to me, it's fourth quarter. We got less than, it's fourth quarter and we got less than 2 minutes left in the game. Rob just asking for peace. And if people can't come together to work together, just try to just, separate from each other. And if you're going to separate, if you're going to do something together, separate. You don't have to be friends. If y'all know that friendship ain't there, don't do it. Don't occupy somebody's space who you know don't like you. So I gave my word that I'll do that. I gave my word that I won't participate in no more of the bull crap, and I've been staying out of it. I've been staying out the way. And it feel good. It feel good. Wait a minute. Somebody said something about joy. Hold on. Let me read y'all comments. So it was a whole lie all this time. Shaking my head. I'm gonna say this. Look, Lifetime can't nobody bring cameras into the courtroom. So if somebody said Lifetime was in Ann Downley courtroom, they lying. That who Atmos and Team Truth was waiting on the PI to take the stand. What PI? What PI? Oh, Chabelle? Well, that's cool. Because, see, Cannon got him tomorrow. No, I think Nicole got him tomorrow. Where's he? Thank you, McLemmons. Where they get the iPad from? But they got it from the storage. Don Russell gave the information to Azriel and them, and then Azriel and relayed it on. Yeah. When is defense team starting? I want to say Friday. That's what I kept hearing today. I don't know for sure, but I kept hearing Friday. Patricia Martin, we don't know. What did Patricia Martin ask? Let's see. I can't get to it. Oh, anyway, I can't get to it. Do the government have any sexual act with Rob? What? Do the government have any sexual act with Rob? I don't know. They hinting to they got some stuff, but nothing has been shown yet. Everything that they has been shown, it ain't really saying nothing. It's just Robert saying that he produced, Aaliyah. Unity is needed. Let's do this for Rkelly. He depended on us. Facts. Great nose, Dana. Thank you so much. I tried, man. Look, right in there behind them, you got to really know how to shorthand, because if not, you're going to be in trouble. Thank you, love yourself. What up, Dennis? Dana, when Rob comes home, you should set up a live so we can show our love. I will try my hardest, LaTanya. I will try my hardest to make it happen. Hollywood Next beat me to one of the lawyers first, and she deserved it. Dana, do you know what documentary that Timothy Adams is part of. I don't know. I spoke with her today. She's a great woman. She's a great woman. She corrected some things that even the people that work there didn't have right. So Timmy is a great woman, but I will ask her tomorrow if she come. I love to see everybody cool with each other. Unity satisfied me so much. Free Robert, the fast way, Shabby. So proud of you for staying out of the mess and just staying focused on Kale's golden. Thank you so much, Shabby. And that's, you know what? I feel kind of stupid because I should have been doing this from day one. I should have been doing this from day one. You know, I feel kind of stupid because I should have been staying this way. Thank you so much, Naomi. I appreciate you so much. Don didn't know what was on the iPads, honestly. But if y'all say Don said it, oh well, man, I don't rock with that guy. So I was always told you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. If you want to donate to DanaJay, go back to New York in 2 weeks. Hit his cash app a tip drop. Facts. DanaJay, you're right, bro. DanaJay is different from the Dana y'all seeing on YouTube. He's a very nice man. If you meet him in person, that's the reason why Janet rocking with my DanaJay. Oh, Janet, thank you so much. But I always been nice. It was just me defending myself, and you know what I mean. Kel's Nation, is Rkelly still in New York? I don't know. I didn't see him today. Thank you so much, One Luther Vandross fan. Okay. Sharp in the house. Did you know how much time did Robert Sister Kelly spend in New York? I don't know. I don't know how much time he spent. Sexy Janet, thank you so much for looking out for Dana and being so hospitable. Shabby, Janet really made sure I was good. Janet is one of the real ones. Let me see. Janet, hello, hon. Thank you, blessed. Hello, hon. Lisa said, is Joy going to testify? I don't know. Only thing I heard was messages that Joy was a part of, but not really directed. So, what up, blessed? So, I don't know. If she do, I trust me, I need to be there. Dana, did you see what Roland Martin and his panel, aka Bullbird and Flock, said about Rob? No, I didn't. But I can't wait to confront Roland Martin face to face. I would love to have a sit down with him. We all make our mistakes. What you're doing today is what matters, Dana. Thank you so much, Star. And you're right. All of us made mistakes in this. Even though everyone doesn't get along, it would be dope if everyone showed up in numbers for Robert. I got an idea. You know what I'm saying? I got an idea. And I just want to put an idea up there. So I'm going to say this. If anybody want to get the bloggers together and we have a meeting about it, let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? If anybody trying to stomp out New York one last time the right way with everybody, let's make it happen. No beefing, no nothing. If it's for Robert, let's do it. So trust me, you don't got to question if I'm going to show up. Y'all just let me know. Because what I seen last night, and Janet was the man, look, what I seen last night was something beautiful. A bunch of people walking up the street protesting about a shot. About they not getting a shot. And I mean, it was a couple thousand. They not getting a shot. So if that's the case, let's do it. Let's do it. Everybody do what they good at. If you good at reciting stuff on a bullhorn, grab a bullhorn, let's go. If you good at filming, grab a camera, let's film. The only cash app, but that should be up there, is the is the information going to Canic. It shouldn't be nobody else cash app up there. That's what I say. So if we gonna do it, we gonna do it right, or we ain't gonna do it at all. But that's how I look at it. Everyone doesn't get along. It would be dope if everyone showed up. Okay, that's all good, bro. We live, we learn, and what you are doing now matters. Stay focused. Thank you so much. Janet got me eating that chicken back to back, man. She sent me to the bathroom. And the guy Dennis Byron said Lifetime has been in the courtroom. No. Nobody with a camera has been in the courtroom. And I'm going to be honest with you. You can't even get in Ann Donnelly's courtroom. Not unless you're a lawyer for one of the witnesses, prosecution, or defense team, or a juror. Or if you're a deputy that sit upstairs with us and they listen to people that lie. So, I'm going to keep it real. You ain't been in them. Now, if Lifetime been in one of the overflow rooms, I don't know. But I did call Sudi to find out. Matter of fact, I'm going to do this now while I'm live. Because, see, folks be thinking I be capping. So, let's do this. She might get mad at me, tell me don't call no more. Gemini Don, what up? Hold on, let me see.
Hi, you've reached City Cops Report. Leave me a message. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Sudi, what's up? This is Dana. Long time no hear from. I know I'm probably the last person that you want to hear from. But I was calling to see, are y'all doing another surviving Rkelly thing? Because it's a discrepancy going on saying that y'all was in a courtroom. And like I said, nobody can get in Ann Donnelly's courtroom. So can you call me back or text me back to confirm or to not confirm if y'all are even filming in New York, preferably Javante? All right, thank you so much. All right. Easy. It's nothing but a phone call for me. Let's see. Dana is mean as hell. Laugh out loud. That's a Leo for you, but deep down inside, Dana's a big teddy bear. I'm not mean. I just don't take no stuff. We have to continue to pray for Rkelly. The government is very dirty. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And for Ann Donnelly to allow all of a sudden videos in, that's crazy. Because at first she said no. And now today is like, oh yeah, I'm going to allow video and audio. So if I was the defense team, I would just, wait for her to allow whatever one we'll witness it. And then I would challenge custody. See, I would challenge custody of the video. Because you can't have that type of custody chain happen and it don't break hands or nothing like that. Also, I got a question. What about the lady who said she witnessed and she seen in the video at CNN? She should be in jail right now. Because should nobody be able to watch child porn and talk about it on the open airwaves? That's all I'm saying. Thanks, Dave. Even though I never met you, but you're a very nice person on YouTube channel. Thank you, McLemmon. Look, I got to meet Queen Christy. Man, when I say, man, Queen Christy so down to earth, so cool, so laid back, so funny. That's my dog. She's so funny, man. DanaJay ain't working overtime tonight, but I'll see you in the morning. Oh, Lord. And your blowhorn? Oh, Jesus. Look, they got a new rule down there now. So I'll tell you about it when I get off live, Janet, because they on something different. Do it look like some of Rob charges will be dropped? I'm going to be honest with y'all today. I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't know if y'all heard me when I said that Ann Donnelly told the government they have until, I think it was the end of this week, to have some new charges put on her desk. What I think they about to do is one or two things about to happen. They either going to try to bring more charges on Rob and drop some of the other charges because they can't prove a RICO. But they can't prove it. And it's like even the reporters are saying that they can't prove it. They can't prove none of that. They trying hard to prove a Mann Act with Aaliyah. But they really can't prove that. Forced labor, I thought, was about the females. No. The forced labor is about Nicholas. That's forced labor. When you hire somebody below minimum wage and then make them work and don't pay them, that's forced labor. So that's what's going on. Dana used clean as a whistle. Oh, hey Kiva, today was just a prelude. Wait till you see what I put on the mob. Wait till you see what I rag with the mob. It ain't nothing. I'm not trying to brag, but I'm just opening up my closet a little bit, you know? Because people just used to seeing me in streetwear. But I have a whole wardrobe that I don't even use. Cause I don't go nowhere. So, Prima, what's up, sis? So I think they either going to try to drop the serious charges and give him like some spanking on the hand charges, or they about to charge the people who purged themselves. It's one or two things that's going on. Judah said evil. Yeah. Philly said open up people eyes. If they want keep up 17 is underage, we can kill two birds with one stone. Ask why when they lock up or young brother. Ask when they lock up or young brothers. They want to say they adults, but this man say he was 17. Facts. She said, newsflash, DanaJay moving to Brooklyn. New and they, girl, I ain't moving to Brooklyn. It's too cold for me. Jovan Blandon. Okay. Jovan Blandon. Okay. Dana was most definitely Jet Magazine fly today. Thank you so much, Caramel. Look, I'm going back in 2 weeks. You know, I think Donnelly is biased. I do too. I seen some stuff that I shouldn't have seen today. You know what I mean? It's one video, one audio, shouldn't damage it. No, it's more than one video. She's saying that she want to see all the videos of what they talking about. I'll be honest with you. So it's certain things that's on Robert that I can look for and that other people can look for, and that's what we're looking at. Okay, it's one. You keep feeding him, he might pack up. Shabby, you know I ain't going to no New York. It's too cold. Where's Gloria Allred? We didn't see her yesterday. Nah, you didn't see Gloria Allred yesterday. You didn't see her. And you ain't see it today. All of her lawsuits are gone. Dana, did you hear for the cars trolling people YouTube? What? Dana, did you hear for the cars trolling people YouTube and pages? Nah, but I wish they would troll mine. I got something for them. That's for jury instruction, no new charges. Queen Diva, that's not what Ann Donnelly said today. I'm sitting in that courtroom. That's not what she said. When Kel's come out, we should be there to greet him singing in harmony one of his songs. Oh my God, that'd be the worst thing. Them notes would be everywhere. Forced labor, can they prove it? No, because dude lied. Dude lied about the forced labor. Dude lied today. And Canic ate him up. How they gonna prove forced labor when most of the employees have no paperwork? Facts. For the cause knows their family is messed up. Yeah. Dana, remember you told us Rkelly told you to always wear a tie and suit court? Yeah. And that's why, I'm gonna be honest, but the only reason why I didn't bring my suit jacket because I had a stain on it. But I got a jacket to that. And tomorrow I'm going Baltimore. I'm dressing Baltimore tomorrow. I'm throwing like 4 colors together tomorrow. If they change anything at this point, he has a hell of an appeal. I'm gonna be honest, Shabby. Here's my thing. I was talking to someone tonight, and I put it out there. I said, if he's found guilty, I think Ann Donnelly will lose her job. Because at this point, you don't have nothing credible. You got 3 weeks of nothing. My thing is this. I play spades very well. And if anybody else plays spades, you come out, your whole goal is to get a royal flush. Or to get a ball, or to run a Boston, should I say. So, if you know you got the cards to run a Boston, you and your partner, and it's your turn to hit them, you come out hitting them high, all the way through. You come out high, all the way through. You come out ace of diamond, ace of club, ace of heart, and you just hit them. You don't come out throwing no 3 of club out. Talking about, I'm trying to run a Boston. No. That 3 of club ain't going to walk. Danny, ready for that tri-state area. I'm not ready for it no more. I've been climatizing the A. But that's why I'm not. Yo, I'm going to be honest with you. If y'all ain't paying attention to me, I'm sitting here freezing. And it's 75 degrees in my hotel room. I'm freezing right now. I do got some people that I got to get mountain bread to. Only 2 people sent me the address. That was Tasha and Toy. So they will be having that mountain bread very soon. And they owe me. I need the mountain. But I need your address. Dana on the drums, homie. Off key. Man, would that make a shape? Me on drums? And the homie off key, man, that'll blow up the shade room. Dana, we get blocked because we go on other Rkelly pages. Why are we all supporters? Shantae, I'm going to say this. Everybody is not in it for the right reasons. You know what I mean? Everybody is not in it for the right reasons. Some people are, some people not. Only thing we can do is pray for those people. That's it. Going back and forth, y'all should have learned from me. It ain't going to solve nothing. Because people ain't really for real. So there's no need to go back and forth on the internet to boost nobody's ratings. If anything, if you really got that type of ammunition with somebody, or if somebody got that, y'all two come together and y'all go live and y'all do what people were not expecting y'all to do. Y'all talk it out, or if y'all don't talk it out, y'all just leave each other alone. Because ain't nobody really that serious to do that with. And I'm going to put it out there. There's nobody on here really that serious. Because when the time presents itself, nobody want to move. So I mean, so with me knowing that, there's no need for me even knowing it. I can't give it no more energy. There were 2 videos last week that she kept out. She is picking and choosing. Queen Diva, I agree because she did it again today. And you know what? Queen Diva, question: could they be the same videos that they tried to get in last week that they tried to get in today? See, that's why it's good to have a network. And because if you're not there a week and you can rely on some folks that's there, and you can always politic so that way you won't miss nothing. I'm not saying Rob guilty or innocent, but my parents always said where there's smoke, there's fire. That's true, Patricia Martin. It's true. But I'll say this much. Just because you see smoke over here, it could be just a false alarm. You got them possible books. Sharby, them possible books ain't doing nothing when you running that Boston, baby. You know that. Hollywood Next said Ann Donnelly is ejecting. Yo, oh my God. See, I'm going to let Hollywood talk about that. Because I got so mad that I got up and walked out. Because I'm not understanding it. The government, I'm going to let Hollywood talk about that. I ain't going to do that. I ain't going to step into our territory. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I ain't going to do. I'm not going to overstep my boundaries with that. I'm going to let Hollywood talk about that because she got that to a T. Dana, will Susan Loggins be subpoenaed to testify? And if she's not, she should. I don't know. I can find out. And the next month is going to be cold as hell here. I'm going to be honest, Star. Are you in New York? Hey, Sean Taylor. If you in New York and you telling me it's going to be cold up there in the next month, this case is going to be over possibly in 2 weeks. Possibly not next week, but the week after when I try to make my return back to New York. Man, Baltimore cold enough. I can't do it. They are grasping for straws. I did read one video and one audio, and she asked for them to give the request for charge by Friday. Yeah, that's what she asked. And she asked by the end of the week this week. Yeah, that's what she said today. That's for the jury to have to finalize how they want to instruct them. Oh. So Queen Diva, when you was that last week when she asked that? Because this week she clearly said today, and she said, government, y'all have until the end of the week to have it on my desk of how you want these charges to come out. So I was just thinking maybe it's for, the people that purged themselves, or I don't know, but if y'all got more in-depth on that, please let me know. Dana, if you do catch Roland Martin coverage, not only is it's one-sided, it's like he's making it personal. Yo, I would love, especially about Kanik, I would love to get on Roland Martin platform. I'm telling you. Like I say, I'm not gonna step on wood, but I'm not gonna step on Hollywood toes, man, because she can talk about that better. That's how I feel. I'm gonna let her do that. You know what I mean? Hollywood definitely gonna break that down for y'all. I'm embarrassed but not shocked how Roland is moving. Man, I can't wait to get on his joint. I'm telling you. If you want to let me on this platform, I do him the way DC Young Fly did Kevin Hart. GX484, I believe, have died stealing from him, and Riv is going off on her. It's have died stealing from him. GX484, hold on. That's Diana Copeman. Okay. Okay. Well, I got to meet with the court reporters tomorrow, so I figure it out. Mr. Ron Moore, hey, no problem. Man, look, I think if everybody could have just put egos aside from the beginning, this could have been much bigger and then what it is. That's what I think. Michael, and you can't say innocent to proven guilty. If that's the case, Robert wouldn't be behind bars. He's guilty until proven innocent, and it's crazy because it's not supposed to be like that. It's called a request for charge. It's something they do here in New York. Okay. See, I didn't know that because we don't have that in Atlanta. Wow. When it's proven that RSK is innocent, everyone that has lied on him should be charged. That's what we was talking about in today, Lady Coltrane. That's what we was talking about today. If we going to go that route, we need to get out and start making our voices heard to pass them laws. And to pass them laws and to make them laws change. Hollywood Next not coming on today. She said she is too tired. Tell Hollywood I said she gotta come on. That's not fair. But no, man, we've been running today, but she looked tired leaving out of there. Dana, did they ever say the name of the federal officer from Wisconsin? Hold on. Hold on. The only federal officer was Ryan Chabelle. And that was him today. He's a special agent for Trafficking Persons Group. And he tracked human smuggling. And he been with Homeland Security since October 2017, and before that he worked 15 years at Virginia Beach Police Department. So that's the only one today. I hope I answered your question. Bullbird and Flock. Why y'all call that man Bullbird? Y'all crazy. Dana, whatever the outcome be, it's not changing. It's not going to change the fact that I'm still going to be an Rkelly fan. Valerie, I'm going to say this. If anybody change, they crazy. GX484. Okay, hold on. I seen that today. I wrote that down somewhere because they mentioned that. I believe they mentioned that. I'm not sure. I gotta look for it. I gotta look for it. I believe that officer's a black female. No, this guy is Hispanic that came on today. GX484 is an audio and GX485 is a video. They arrest the case on this for an enterprise. But that enterprise thing should be done. Trey Songz, no. Oh yeah. Hey Judith, trust me, and Tremaine is in full support of Robert, and so is Chris Brown. Well, you know what, Queen Diva, everybody was stealing from Robert because nephew even said he took the $8,000 from Robert. So everybody was stealing. The officer who leaked Kells to Tasha K. Nah, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna talk about that in my interview tomorrow with our court TV. I think Tasha K needs to be locked up, man. I'm not. I think Tasha K need to be locked up. Nephew was John Doe number 2. I wonder what they got the search warrant on. You have to have solid proof, and that's brought before a judge to be signed off on before it's executed. Not true, Star. Not true. That's all you need is a prosecutor to have people to lie and have a judge that rocks with that prosecutor. It's a wrap. Jovan Blandon and Richard Arlington. Judah ain't playing, man. You putting the whole names out there. So anyone wall watching, you get an interview, and you bring up Tasha. Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. And you know what I like to do? I would love to have every blogger that's a real blogger sit down and talk about their experience in this Rkelly case from beginning to the end, and how this case have grown and how this case have stretched them in their lifetime to the point where they have grown and to be a better person. That's what I want to do. If anybody want to do a documentary, let's do one on that. Let's crush the internet on that. You can't find Hollywood Next Channel? It's called Pieces of the Puzzle. Man, look. God is bringing people through their walk for a reason. Man, people who thought that they'd never speak to each other are the coolest ones that everybody love being around. Let's look at it. Queen Christy and Janet used to cuss me out so bad, but they cool as heck. I love being around them, and I'm quite sure they love being around me because we all crazy. I just wasn't getting caught in the rain with them. Not me. Dana, have you heard on YouTube? Have you heard on YouTube Lawyer? You know, he was talking about the case. He's our all lawyer, and he thinks it's 50-50. Who's the YouTube lawyer? Let me know who the YouTube lawyer is. Hold on. Man, I'm putting this on 80. I'm freezing. Who's the YouTube lawyer? You ain't catch what I said, Judah. I ain't say for Robert. I talked about the bloggers. Dana, it don't show. You gotta go to Hollywood team. Okay. Okay, well, if anybody know how to go there, can y'all put it in the channel? Because I just go to Hollywood Team Next, and I get it straight from there. His name is the lead attorney on YouTube. He's called Lawyer. You know, that's his YouTube name. Okay. Nah, I never even heard of him. Is it the non-lawyer? Is it non-lawyer? Oh, okay. Cool guy. I spoke with him like twice. Okay. No. I never heard of nobody called the lead attorney. I'll definitely look him up. The lead attorney. Deshaun, what's up, bro? Is that who Tasha K went off on? The question has to be asked. If Tasha gave the info to any of the alleged victims, the parents, grown man, if they use said info, they are all complicit in violating his rights. Facts. 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 Okay. No. Trust me. I'm gonna do a mukbang next week. You gonna know when I do a mukbang. Look, I would like to talk to him. Can somebody set that up for me? Look, I love this interview thing. If I can do interviews all day, I do it. If y'all want to see me interview anybody, let me know. I'm going to be bigger than Vlad. Look, y'all. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to reach 10K. I'm trying to get it out the mud without paying, and for viewers, because I refuse to pay for viewers. I refuse to pay for subs. You glad who back in New York? Thank you, Bays 1980. Who's in New York? Okay, cool. Thank you for posting Hollywood Next link. You think I do really good with my interviewing? Oh, thank you. Look, I'm gonna ask y'all this. Do y'all want to see a DanaJay Hollywood Next interview? I think that was shake. That was shake YouTube. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I want to interview. What's her name? Timothy. I got a card. And she out of Texas. I want to interview her. I really do. She is so cool. Yeah, she was sitting next to me today. Up until I moved. But she is so cool. I ain't know who she was, but she's so cool. Hold on. Let me show you something. Let me show y'all something. Look. Is this who y'all talking about? Man, she hot. She hot. Then I want to, and I'm gonna try to interview her tomorrow. I'm gonna try to interview her tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? A DanaJay Hollywood Next interview? Oh my God. A Hollywood Next DanaJay interview would be crazy. She's about uplifting her people. Okay. Well, I got the card. When I see her tomorrow, I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna pull up and ask her. She can only say yes or no. But I hope she say yes. Because she's a beautiful soul. You three. She got a YouTube page? Nah. Stop. And somebody sent me the link. Or somebody email me her link. Please don't put it in the chat because I'm gonna be scrolling. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dennis Squirrelin, man. If y'all want me to interview anybody, if y'all want me to look up somebody, just email it to me. Cause I'm putting together a team, so. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Look. Shantae, you know you're so right. Wow. I don't agree with, well, I ain't gonna speak on them, man. I'm gonna just say this. It's a lot of biasness in that courtroom. There's a lot. Yeah, no, I talked to her today. Briefly. I would love to talk to Miss TMA. That's what I'm gonna call her, Miss TMA. Girl, you talking about stop eating? I'm hungry. Are you gonna fix me some food? Shelby, that'll be a good thing. I'm gonna bring that up on Court TV tomorrow. Dennis Byron, is that? Yo, can somebody send me a picture of what he looked like? I'm gonna look for him tomorrow. I would love to meet him. Said a lot about white privilege. 100 years, yeah. Truly does. That is the hip hop guy. Hip hop guy. Oh, I was given a bone today. I was told that next week starts the trial with Jay-Z and Puffy and Harvey Weinstein and Jeff Epstein. So, excuse me. If next week be crazy outside, don't pay it no attention. Just imagine Wendy Williams in the courtroom. What's she gonna do? Poop on herself again? All right, love yourself. Look, DanaJay up out of here. I love each and every last one of y'all. I gotta get some sleep tonight. All right, so I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna get ready for tomorrow. And remember, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Be someone important. Be yourself. Elephants don't swat flies. And until tomorrow, y'all be safe in here. And remember, we don't gotta argue. We just trying to free Rob. Yes. We don't gotta argue. Alright. Y'all be blessed. I'm up out of here. Peace.